Hi, my name is Sophie. When I was young, my dream was to become a princess. I was mesmerized by the beautiful tiaras and the beautiful dresses of these princesses. And basically the idea of a prince coming to save me, it seemed so pure and so beautiful, right? Well, everything, including the trials and hardships, well, for example, the poisonous apple of Snow White or the spindle in Sleeping Beauty, everything, including that, seemed so beautiful to me. It was part of my dream. So, all the happily ever afters in fairy tales, they made my heart flutter. And I lived, breathed, and acted out my Disney dreams. Now, let's come back to reality, not my dreams. Surprisingly though, after long years of having spent money on limited editions of mirrors, pens, and hand cream, Barbies, whatever you can imagine, I've come to discover that there is space that we can squeeze fairy tales into, even in our horrible real lives. Ariel, Aurora, Snow White, whatever princess you can name, they've all changed my life because they told me about the wonders of my beautiful life. So, I want to tell you in detail. They've told me about the invaluable values of kindness and gratitude, and they've helped me realize that life doesn't seem beautiful when we look at it, but we can help improve that situation by realizing the values within each and every one of us and the love that lies within that. Cinderella, let me start with her. She tells us that where there is kindness, there is goodness, and where there is goodness, there is magic. Even though her stepsisters and stepmother look horrid, treat her like a maid, and she has to clean the house every day, she doesn't complain a single time. And she doesn't let the evilness of these people consume her or seep under her skin. Instead, she just lets it wash away. Cinderella tells us that we shouldn't stoop down to the level of people who pick a fight on us. And instead, she tells us about hope and dreams. Through all of her hardness and hardships, she remained gentle and kind. Because with each dream, 17 Cinderella quotes to make you believe in your dreams again, she told us that you can find new hope. And someday, our dreams of happiness will come true. I want to ask you, what is your dream? What do you want to come true? For me, I want this semester to end quickly. So I believe in the fact that time will go by really fast, and that when I wake up tomorrow, it'll be the 17th of June. And actually that works because I believe that time is going by super fast, even at this moment when I'm standing here making my TED Talk. So, have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. Wishing for something really desperately, like I told you about, really just makes you happy. It creates butterflies in your stomach. It just gives you whips of excitement. And Cinderella has also taught me how to be thankful about my life. To the fairy godmother that tells her, Cinderella, when the spell breaks down at 12 o'clock, everything will come back to normal. Cinderella replies, well, I understand, and that's okay, because it's more than I ever hoped for. So every time I feel annoyed about having to go on the metro to come to SNU, I add a sparkle of Cinderella to my thoughts, and I say to myself, well, for some people, to come to SNU is all they ever hope for. So why don't I be a happier person? And that allows me to focus on the thankful parts that I have about life, instead of just looking at the negative aspects. Next, Belle tells us that people are more than what they seem from the outside. She discovers the inner value within Beast. By getting past the first intimidating and fearful appearance of Beast, she discovers the inner humanity that lies within him. She realizes that the Beast is only insecure because he thinks that his hideous looks, will act bad towards his reputation for Belle. And Belle tries to connect despite his attitude to Beast. resulting in his awkward smile, but still, that improved his attitude. So, like Belle, why don't we open our hearts and look towards the inner value that lies within everyone, and give help to those kind of people? And from Belle, I've learned that whenever I try to judge someone, I should immediately think of myself dressed in Belle's yellow gown, however horrid that may seem, and think, I am Belle, so why don't I give that person a second chance? And think on the bright side, try to look at the bright side of that person, because like Beast did and like Belle gave to Beast, everyone deserves their second chance. So, moving on, we sometimes also learn from the mistakes made by these Disney princesses. Like Ariel tells us, it's important to be passionate about our dreams, but most importantly, we have to remember our values. Ariel loses what's important to her, what we love her for, and what Prince Eric loves her for, which is her voice. She undermines the value of her voice and sells it away to Ursula, who uses it to bring Ariel to her doom, but Ariel overcomes the trials in the end. But what's important here is that you should hold on to what makes you special. It's really important to remember how valuable you are, but you should do that, and you should protect what makes you special. And sometimes acts of our parents that we can't understand come from the intention of helping us in keeping those values secure. Just like Trident told Ariel that she could not go to the surface of the sea to the human world. However, if we want to change the opinions of our parents, what we could do is tell them about our dreams, just like Ariel did. And after Ariel told her father Trident how desperate she is to go to the human world, he approves of it. And in the end, he gives them his blessings. So look at the process. She shows her desires. She earns trust, and then she finally gains approval and goes on to the human world. So yes, I'm here to tell you how awesome Disney princesses are. Disney princesses aren't just weak girls that wait for the prince to come and save them. But there's something more important that I want to tell you. Well, honestly and obviously, I've given up on my dream to become a princess. But I realize that however ridiculous this may sound, I'm not a princess, but what matters is that I have the mindset of a princess. Adding that one sparkle of a princess to my life, adding that one drop of glitter, has added so much more happiness to my life than I've had before. So I believe that there is one sparkle in each and every one of us. So think, what is that one thing that made you super happy when you were young? Try to recall, relive, and cherish that moment forever, and hold on to it whenever anger starts to sweep over you. Think of your moment of sparkles. My sparkle of magic was a princess. What about you? Is it Harry Potter, or is it Power Rangers, or is it some other kind of character I can't think of? Today, I wanted to tell you that we should all go back to our fairy tale hearts. So I hope this speech kind of changed your thoughts about looking at life in a negative perspective. And thank you so much for listening. Moving on to the discussion session. The first question that I brought up here is that I want to ask you how any of these lessons that I've mentioned or any of the characters that were brought up in Disney has changed your ways of thinking, or how these ways of thinking can be applied to our daily lives.